Let's talk about the subject of faith and why it's so important to trust God. When you take a look in the Gospels, you'll see in Scripture where Jesus came towards them about 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, they thought it was a ghost. There was this belief around that time that if you saw a ghost of a fisherman, that meant you were about to die too. So you can imagine why they were terrified, okay? But Yeshua spoke to them and said, "Don't be afraid." He said, "Take courage, I am here." It's funny that Jesus, understanding this belief, he still came to him and looked like that. God does stuff like that to show you, hey, I'm the one you need to be looking towards. But take a look at this. Jesus said, "Don't be afraid, take courage, I am here." Peter called to them, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on water." Jesus said, "Yes, come." So Peter went over to the side of the boat and walked on water towards Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" So many of you have been so close to your breakthrough. You asked God for something, and God called you out to get it. But in the middle of going out to get it, you got discouraged. You lost faith. You lost sight of him. You started looking all around you in the circumstances, and you began to sink. Or you're about to sink because you're doing that. My friends, if you sink or you're sunk, Jesus can still lift you up, okay? Nevertheless, you don't want to sink because things are a lot easier when you don't sink. Do not look at how things look around you. You have Yeshua with you. To give context, Peter had Jesus Christ with him, Yeshua HaMashiach, the one that created the world, all right? Created the weather patterns. In fact, thunder and lightning go out from the throne of God in heaven, his Father, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, okay? And he still feared for his life, even though he had the one that created the very weather patterns that terrified him, okay? Think about that. Jesus, that same Jesus, created at basic level everything around you. However, the enemy's trying to utilize it to scare you. But know that Jesus can still make it happen. And Jesus is the one that's over it. And he's more powerful than any storm in your life. So learn to trust him so you don't sink. This month, we're teaching on a subject that not many will touch in church, the subject of sex, why God made it, how the enemy perverted it, abstaining in your single life, and more. Click the Eventbrite link in my story or bio to be added to the email list when it's sent out.